Hi, Ed Mount, Parkpoint Health Club, Sonoma. Today we're going to talk about our hips and how to keep our hips strong and healthy. I consider our hips to be the engine room of our bodies. Basically, if our hips are out of alignment, whether they're tilted up or tilted down from side to side, if we're looking here and we have our hips up, or if our hips are down this way, it's going to affect a number of things. It's going to affect how we stand, how we walk, how we sit, quite frankly, how we sleep. If our hips are out of alignment and if they're out of muscular balance, it's going to affect our backs. It's going to keep our gluteal muscles from either gauging or over engaging. It's going to make us tighten our hamstrings depending on which direction our hips are being tilted. So they're hugely important in terms of how we move and what we do. So we really want to be sure that they are strong. In our last video where we were doing healthy backs, we were talking about the inner deep core muscles. Well, the pelvic floor muscles and the psoas muscles that allow us to raise our knees thusly, those are hugely important, as well as being part of the core muscles. If we are weak through the pelvic floor muscles, again, we're not going to be able to move effectively, and that's going to have really big adverse effects for our body. If we start to move funny, we limp, we shorten our stride, we're a chain from the ground up. So this really affects hugely how our body's health is. So today we're going just to do some very simple exercises for the hip structure. We're going to do some stretching, and pretty much everything that we do, you're going to have those things at home to be able to do this with. So we're going to go ahead and get started doing a little bit of floor work. So I'm going to go ahead and be seated on the floor, and what I've got here might be a little hard to see with the video, but my feet are shoulder width apart, and we're going to do something called femur rotation. So I'm rotating my toes out and I'm rotating my toes in, and we're going to do this 15 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so if you really couldn't see it too well, our feet were like this, and we're doing this motion, keeping our legs nice and straight, and these are called femur rotations, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come into a all fours position, and we're going to do some cat backs. My hands are right underneath my shoulders, my knees are right underneath my hips, and I want to think about my hips as being having a dowel going through my hips. I'm not using my back, but what I'm doing is I'm rotating my hips to do a cat back, and then I'm rotating my hips the opposite direction. So 2, 3, moving nice and slow, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to stand up. I'm going to move a chair over here in front of the camera. All right, so what we're going to do now is just using the chair, one, just so that we can use the side of this chair to watch our bodies and try to keep a nice alignment. We don't want to be bending one way or the other. I'm going to do simple, what we would say side leg lifts. or you could simply call it a abduction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to take my opposite leg forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to switch back to the opposite leg and we're going to go forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going to do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're going to take the chair, we're going to put on the opposite side of our body, and we're going to do the same thing. Good alignment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, take that step back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're going to go ahead and swing our legs now. 1, 2, good. Center point. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we're going to take the chair, we're going to move it here. We're going to grab a couple of toys. So I'm getting a Pilates ring and I'm getting a bender ball. I'm going to put that right here. And you're going to say, hey, you know what, Ed? What if I don't have a bender ball? A couple of things you can do. 1, you could buy a bender ball. They're about 15 bucks on Amazon. Okay, or you could grab a pillow. So I have here a little pillow. It's about the size of the bender ball. You could also use a pillow from your bed. And I'll show you how we're going to go ahead and use that pillow. I'm going to set it here for the time being. And you're also going to say, hey, what if I don't have a Pilates ring? Well, we also have a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you could also use a belt. Yes, the kind of belt that you wear. So we're going to start off here. I'm going to go ahead and be seated. And we're going to do some adductor squeezes. Ball goes right between my knees. My heels are right underneath my knees. I'm sitting nice and erect. I have my pelvic floor muscles engaged. My belly button is being pulled to my spine. Hands down by my sides. Sitting nice and relaxed, breathing through the diaphragm. We're going to do 15 squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're going to take a little rest here, kind of be nice and relaxed here. Ball right between the knees once again, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, take the ball. I'm going to turn that aside. Now, say, Ed, I don't have that ball. Well, here's where we take that pillow. That pillow goes right between our knees just like the ball did. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay? Same thing, just a pillow. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do abduction, or we're going to press out. For that, we're going to use the Pilates ring. I'm going to bring my feet a little closer together because this is a very small ring. My ring is going to go on the outside of my knees, and I'm just going to kind of keep my hands there to keep it from flopping off. And we're going to do press outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we're going to take the ring off. We're going to kind of shake it out a little bit. We're going to put the ring back on. Another set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sitting tall. Good. That's the way. Pelvic muscles all engaged. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and set this ring aside. And I'm going to grab my yoga strap because we don't everybody have a Pilates ring. I'm going to take this yoga strap, or it could be, again, your belt. I'm keeping my knees right in line with my hips, bringing this over the top. I'm going to hold on to this with my hands. I'm going to press out. So here we go, sitting tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so that's how to do that with a strap if you don't happen to have a ring. Now, when you're doing this, I'm really feeling that right in here on those press outs. It's just exactly what you want. The abductors, okay, and the gluteal muscles. So that's what we're after when we're doing that exercise. We're going to go ahead and set this chair aside. And I'm going to grab a yoga block, okay? And you're going to say, okay, Ed, not everybody has a yoga block. You know what? You could use a book. You could use a block of wood. All we're doing is using this to stand on, okay? So I'm just standing on it so that my knee is slightly bent. And again, we want to make sure we're not leaning one way or the other. And we're just going to step straight up and down like that. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we're going to go ahead and change feet. So I'm going to move that over just ever so slightly. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we're going to change sides again. We're going to do one more set on each side. So here we go again, keeping that center point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, change sides. Last set. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So after the abduction, adduction, and these simple raises that we've just done, you should really be feeling everything, particularly right in through here. And this is kind of what we're after with these exercises. We want to be sure that we're engaging the gluteal muscles. When people have hip issues, that's one of the first things that actually have a tendency to go to sleep is our glutes. And what I mean by go to sleep is we don't engage them when we're using them. A lot of times when we're walking and people have a hip issue, they'll, rather than take a full stride forward, okay, they'll take a very short stride forward. And this is where we kind of start seeing some shuffling begin to happen with people of all ages. You can usually tell when somebody has a hip issue because they'll be limping and say, oh, geez, is that a knee or is that a hip? We're all connected, okay? Hip issues will have a tendency to make people twist their body when they try to walk because they can't get that extension. So they'll reach out with their body when they're trying to walk. So with the exercises that we're doing here today, this is called restorative training. And what we're trying to do is to break the inappropriate motor pathways that our body may be developing because we have some tightness, because we have some imbalance, or because we have some pain, and our bodies are beginning to build inappropriate motor pathways. Our body is trying to not be in pain, so our body's taking the path of least resistance. We'll try to find another way to move. What we want to do is get our bodies back on the appropriate motor pathway learning curve and try to break that pain cycle because we're using our bodies appropriately. A lot of times we can be very successful with the exercises. Sometimes we need medical intervention to do that. I always advocate trying to do movement patterns first, appropriate movement patterns, and see if we can't break that discomfort cycle. So with that in mind, we're going to go down to the floor now. All right, so I'm going to come back out here. We're going to lie down on the side. I have a nice straight line with my body, ankles, knees, shoulder, hips to my shoulders, head down, and I'm just going to do side leg raises. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to put my leg out here, and I'm going to use the lower leg now and do adduction. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see I don't get real high with that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change sides. All right. Again, proper alignment, ankles to our knees, to our hips, to our shoulders, hand down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And step over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to come into a sitting position now. All right, and what we're going to actually do is I'm going to grab this bender ball and we're going to lie back. Ball is going to go between my knees, and I'm going to do those adductor squeezes again. What I'm looking for this time is trying to keep both my hips and my low back into the floor as I do this. Okay, pulling my belly button to my spine, hands out to the sides. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when you do this exercise, you're going to feel the difference between when you were sitting in the chair and when you're lying on the floor. You're actually going to feel like you have more power here because you do. You're in a position where your entire body is relaxed except for the adductor muscles, these inside of your thigh muscles. So you really do have a little bit more power. We're going to do 15 more of these, okay? Arms out to the sides, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we're going to set the bender ball aside. I'm going to reach over here, grab the Pilates ring. All right, we're going to be back into that same position. Feet are going to be a little closer though, once again, because it's a small Pilates ring. And my feet are in line with my knees in line with my hips. Hands out to the sides. I'm going to press out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we're going to just give it a second. And again, you can see very limited range of motion, but we're working these outer muscles of our hips, the abductors, and it's also going to make you engage your glutes. Okay, hands back out, head down. Here we go. Low back into the floor, pelvic muscles engaged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of the Pilates ring. What we're going to do now, just widen my stance a little bit. I'm going to remain in this position. What we're going to do now are glute bridges, okay? When most people do glute bridges, they have their hands down here by their sides and they just start pushing their hips up and down, okay? When you're doing that, you're not doing a glute bridge. Hence the word glute. That means we want to engage our butts, okay? So what I want you to think about is that you are going into a posterior pelvic tilt. We're pushing that low back into the floor. That's making me engage my lower pelvic floor muscles. I'm pulling my belly button to my spine. My hands are out to the side, palms up, and I raise up and I squeeze my glutes and down, and 2 and down, 3, 4, 5, squeezing everything, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so how can we really tell whether or not we're engaging our glute muscles? Real simple. Instead of doing both legs on the ground, we're going to do one leg at a time. If we have a weakness in our gluteal muscles, if one side is not firing, if they're not completely firing, we're not going to get our hips up off the floor. So, holding this knee to my chest, and again, same position, posterior pelvic tilt. The deep muscles of the pelvic floor engage, belly button to the spine, and up, good, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're going to change sides right into it. Hold the knee, pelvic floor muscles engage, belly button to the spine, and here we go. 1 and 2. Notice how my body wanted to fall off to the side. That means that I'm over pushing with my quadriceps. I'm not engaging my glutes on this side, okay? I'm also allowing my abdominal muscles to not be engaged. So reset, make sure everything is down, and here we go. That's better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, go ahead and sit up. So that's one of the things that you really want to be aware of when you're doing your exercises. What is your body doing? Is it moving in the direction you want your body to move in? If it's not, stop, readjust, see it in your mind, feel it in your body, and then do the exercise. Really be in touch with your body. If you're not in touch with your body, it's going to do whatever it wants to do. It will always take the path of least resistance, and then all you're going to do is train your body to move inappropriately. You're not going to train it to move appropriately. So it's very important to be very connected to your body while you're doing this. Okay, we're going to do some simple stretches now. We're going to go ahead and lie down. Knees are bent. And I'm going to cross my left ankle over my right knee using my left hand. I'm going to push that knee away from my body. I am stretching the adductor muscles and the hip flexor muscles deep into my groin here. Again, being nice and comfortable. I don't want my knees falling out. I want to be sure that my hips are straight across from one another, that I can fully feel them both on the floor. Same pressure left to right side. Same thing with my low back. I'm not worried about whether my back is arched or whether my back is flat into the floor. Actually, in this position, my back is pretty flat into the floor. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to drop it down to my outside of my lower thigh, or my upper thigh, excuse me, and I'm going to use my right hand on my knee and I'm going to pull that across my body. Again, I don't want my whole body to go with me. I just want this knee to come across the center line of my body because I want to stretch these gluteal muscles. So we're just going to hang on to this. A lot of people wonder, how long should I hold a stretch for? I like to tell you for at least 30 seconds, longer if possible. The longer you hold a stretch, you start getting into a minute, 2 minutes, you'll actually feel your body release more and more, and you're teaching your body to relax. That's what we want to do. When we're stretching, we're trying to, we're not fighting our body, okay? You're trying to relax into the stretch. We're going to go ahead and change sides. All right. So when you relax into the stretch, you'll actually feel your body let go. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do when we're exercising. If you're tensing, when you're trying to move through a range of motion, all you're doing is fighting your body. If you relax, you breathe, and you let your body move, you'll really be surprised at how strong you are. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sweep this across. And this is one of my favorite stretches, quite honestly, of all time. This is the weaker side of my body in terms of I've had some substantial injuries, groin injuries and hip injuries and whatnot throughout my athletic endeavors. So this has always been my bad side. This feels really yummy when I'm doing this stretch. I really enjoy this stretch. And so consequently, I have a tendency to hold this stretch a little bit longer than maybe some people would be, because I can really feel everything relaxing through here as I'm doing this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and release. If you come back, I'm going to shake it out a little bit. Go ahead and sit up. So that is just some real basics in terms of having healthy hips. What I want to suggest to everybody is really be aware of how your body is and how your body is moving. Be kind to your body. It's going to be kind to you. Our next video is going to be about knees. So again, we're going to be having to use some of these hip muscles that we were using today. And through the video that we've done today and with our next video, we're going to start connecting that chain a little bit better. Okay? So all of you, stay indoors, social distancing, be well.